Yeah, first off, I just want to say how proud I am of this football team. I mean, we talked about it being a week's worth of work. It wasn't a week's worth of work. It was 9.5 months grinding, staying together, working. You know, our captain, Newsom Milani, in the players' meeting, he said, we're not going to beat this team because we hate these guys. We're going to beat this team because we love each other. And that's exactly what you saw in the fourth quarter. These guys never flinched. They kept swinging. And most importantly, they believe in one another. So just a hell of a win. Really proud for Cougs everywhere. To come on this neutral field, it's just awesome. You know, I want to thank everyone for the support. You can just feel it out there, and I hope they're proud of this football team. So with that, I'll open up any questions.
Great game. The last play, Kyle Thornton, Andrew Edson, those are the two guys in there. Poetic a little bit, a couple of seniors, the ones to make the stop to kind of more or less seal the game.
Yeah, I just think, you know, those are two staple guys that you know exactly what you're going to get. The word of the night last night was consistency, and those two guys just embody that. I mean, Kyle in his 6th year, Eddie is a senior to take home 2 of these trophies, being from the West Side, Mount Si. Just a hell of a job by both those guys. I'm really proud of the defense, really, in general, just to, you know, get leaned on a little bit the whole day, but also, you know, step up and bow up when it mattered there in the fourth quarter.
John's just will to get this team to victory, especially the 2 run plays and the one, you know, at the end of the half there.
What do you say about John Mateer? You know, he's just getting started. This is his 3rd start. Throwing, passing, running. He's just a warrior out there, and I loved it. You know, after he threw the interception, I just looked him in the eye. He's like, I got you, coach. And that's John Mateer, and I think that's the special nature of who he is. And when that's the leader of your football team, man, you got something really special.
Mike. Right here, Coach, to your left. You had mentioned on Monday that you needed the best that Coug fans have to offer, that the fan base has to offer. When you looked behind you on that sideline, you saw that side of the field. Just what did that feel like? Your best, their best?
I'm going to take it as it was. There's no doubt about it. You know, I just think we're at such a critical time for Washington State football. And if you can't get behind this team in this moment, at this time, I just don't know what else more we can do, right? Because these guys stayed here for this moment, right? To bring that trophy back to Pullman. It's going to be in the 3rd floor at the CFC if anybody wants to come out and see it. I think we might retire this trophy. I think this is the Pac-12 trophy. I think that might stay in our place for a long time, and we'll bring a new one next year. A little Big Ten, Pac-12. We'll put the new score on it. So we might retire this one as the Pac-12 trophy and stay in Pullman.
Great. You mentioned the 21 Alpha Cup win was like kind of the highlight of your coaching career. Where does this win rank?
This is 1B. You know, it's 1A and 1B. I mean, just to see these guys and the celebrations and the relationships that have been built, and then to go out there and do it. I mean, this is. In our time here, we're 3-0 against the Big Ten. That's a big deal. So just excited about just grinding out those wins. And the best thing I said to these guys after in the locker room is that now that this is week 3, this isn't the end of the season. Normally you're talking about, you know, you're getting ready for a bowl game and what else, but we're just getting started. So we're going to have to really wash this quick. We got a Friday night football game with San Jose coming to town.
Yeah, Jake, there's a lot of buzz created this week for the conference news, and then obviously this kind of builds off that. Can you kind of just speak to the trajectory of the team, the athletic department, the school, all of those things kind of wrapped into one?
I mean, it's hard to put into kind of a big picture thought right now. The biggest thing we need to do is just keep focused on us, you know, and that's what led to me talking about the team and the fans just being the best that they possibly can be. But this is the critical point for Washington State athletics right now. What are we going to do to invest in the future? Because we let some new teams in. But we have an opportunity to stay ahead of the curve, to compete for championships if we want to invest, right? I don't get my check from Washington State Athletics. I get it from Washington State University, okay? And the university needs to invest in the athletics program and his football team every step of the way. That's exactly what it's going to take. And you're going to see more of days just like this. But where we're currently at is not enough. Right, so we're putting in the big picture. If you can't be proud of what the Cougs are doing right now, I can't really help you. You know, so we're going to strap our team on our back. We're going to come back next week, and we're going to be ready to go.
Jake, who gave you the scarf?
Say it again?
Who gave you the scarf?
Oh, you know, I had our ops guy, Kingston. I said, hey, I texted him yesterday. I said, don't tell any of the coaches, but be ready.
What did you know, first 2 weeks you didn't have a whole ton of adversity that this group had to go through. What did you learn about your team today, kind of having to overcome a few things?
To be honest with you, I felt like we were battle tested. You know, I mean, even didn't go the defense's way the first week against Portland State. They had to respond. We had to win a different way against Texas Tech. I mean, John threw a bad pick in that game. And so I felt like we were more battle-tested and ready for this moment if it ever got tight. I knew exactly how our football players would react when that moment came, and I thought they did exactly what I thought they would do, and that's not flinch. I mean it. That defense, you know, it could have been a lot of different ways, and it wasn't our best day. Okay, but when it mattered in that red zone, they came up with some big stops, and obviously the 4th and 2 will be a legendary play in the Apple Cup history.
You mentioned Jonah Coleman's impact he had on the game last season, holding it to under 100 yards, home without a touchdown. Talk about that, and how surprised were you on that 4th and 2 play that was the call?
It didn't feel like he was under 100 yards, to be honest with you, but yeah, he's a good player. I mean, he's going to be one of those guys that's hard to stop as they continue to build their program. We lost some angles a couple times. They did a good job cracking and getting it out to the corner. I don't know. We showed him a look and that we've done before, but we had a little bit of a change-up to it. I'm not going to go kind of deep into it. So they thought they could get the speed option out the back door, and, you know, we didn't give them the blitz look of what it looked to be. So I thought they made the right call with what we showed them, but credit to our defensive staff. That's 2 weeks in a row just coming with a great plan, and our guys just flying around making plays.
How pleased were you with Josh Meredith having his kind of breakout game today? He obviously was very good in fall camp, and today was John's #1 target.
I'm pleased with Josh because he's one of those guys when he first, I mean, Josh's been here for 4 years now. Okay, he was here on the 21 team, and he didn't get what he wanted for 3 years. Okay, I remember tons of conversations with Josh to be like, Coach, am I going to make it? Like, I want to play. And I just said, keep staying the course because your time's coming. But you know how rare that is in today's world? So proud of him. And we have so many of those type of guys on this team that we're in year 3, and it just shows our program and our development in the heart of some of these football guys is crazy. And Josh is another great story of that.
Yeah, with Mateer, I mean, in this sort of atmosphere, rivalry game, going up against a quarterback, fifth-year, player, how do you think about how we handle that?
And nothing phases John. That's the best part. Came over to talk to him in the 4th quarter. He said, "Are you having fun yet, Coach?" Like, it's just, that's the way he is. And I'm like, hell yeah. I said, he's like, "Are you confident?" I said, hell yeah, because you're our quarterback. So he's going to go out there and just keep competing. It doesn't matter who we're facing. That's John Mateer.
Sam?
You talk about continuity. Josh been here for 4 years, 4 returning O-line starters, and Devin has been here since 2020. How important was continuity among your team to your victory today, specifically the O-line?
Because I'm ready for that question now, that O-line question. Those guys played their ass off. I mean it. A year ago, we went to be able to hold up. And I mean, they bring it now. I mean, they didn't hold anything back. They bring it any situation, any down and distance, any zone. And I thought our guys just really answered the call every step of the way. So a hell of a job by our offensive line, really neutralizing what I think is a pretty potent attack. So they were physical. We knew they would be. We took advantage of some man coverage on the outside. But that's the step that group needed to take, and we're going to need to keep getting better as the year goes.
Jake, you spent like 20 minutes on the field taking photos with people and everything like that. Just after the last week, the last year, everything that's happened in that time for this program, school, league, what's that kind of feel like? What's going through your mind today?
I just told them all I appreciated them. I've got more questions about Cougs showing up, not showing up. Do they care about this game? Look at that game. How can you not play this game? 116th time. I mean, what a rivalry, what a tradition. This cannot go away in college football. It can't. And I want to give the Cougs everything I have because I wouldn't be here with this amazing opportunity without this amazing university. I mean that. And I'm proud to represent Washington State. So to give those guys that come out, supported us, a little love, you never know where those pictures end up now. But at the end of the day, just love that they came out and supported our football team.
Time for a few more, Sydney.
Coach, you said your 2021 win when you were interim head coach was the most joy that you had felt in your college coaching career. How can you compare this one to maybe that one?
Well, I think it's tough. I think you see those guys and, just Jihad's coaching for us, George is coaching for us, Kyle was here, Josh was here, there's a couple of us. We celebrated Coach Mesa Malone and Chapo, our recruiting guy, he was here. Remember, we're just kind of reminiscing about winning that game, and this is going to be way up there. I'm just proud of this team, but it's got to be a springboard to something else, right? We can't be satisfied with this. We played a heck of a I guess every game's non-conference, okay, but we've played a heck of a run here. I don't know how many people in the country have won 2 Power 4 games to open the season. I don't know those numbers, but the Cougs have, and I think that's a big point to be at, to be 3-0 and to have another game next week.
Jacob, as you talk to recruits, transfers, boosters, coaches about what the future of this program looks like after a year or two of kind of turmoil and chaos, what do moments like this do for getting credibility to the message and training of those folks?
This is the time, through the Cougar Collective, through our donors, invest. And I've really said it the last couple of weeks, and I don't know how to say it any other way. We need you. This is a rallying cry. This is a focal point. This is the future at stake of Washington State University. That's how big these decisions are that we're making every single day. And if you can't get behind what we're doing, we're just missing the target. So Cougs everywhere, we need you. Okay, and this is the moment. This is the investment piece that we've been talking about because I love Washington State.
Any other questions, Jamie?
Obviously, the numbers may say, excuse me, only 49 yards for Wayan, but it seemed like that 37-yard run, and he had the big 16-yard catch. For a freshman to make that kind of impact in a game like this, where he's had the 2 big games and then still has 2 huge plays, how much do you think that speaks to his maturity and where he's already gotten to just 3 games into his career?
I think the biggest thing is there's not a moment that's been too big for him. I mean, that's a big stage. I mean, you walk out of that deal and I can see him looking around. This isn't Grant High School anymore, right? So he's just excited about it. But every time he just, Coach, give me the ball. Let's go play. And I thought he's physical. Ball security's been at a premium. I mean, they were ripping and stripping at it. But we needed that one big run. I think a big moment in the game was that 3rd and extra long. They got the holding call. We go down and score. Like, there's just some big swings in this game that our guys had to just keep staying the course.
Greg, you guys win this game with a quarterback running for 2 touchdowns. I'm curious kind of what that says just about the development of kind of what an offense at WSU could look like.
Yeah, and I just celebrated with Mark. This is 3 years of work to put this roster together, and it's been pretty difficult. But to have John go out there and do that, and credit to our offensive staff of saying, hey, we can do it in a lot of different ways now. I think that's what good teams do, and we just ground out a couple big-time victories here, and this was a big one over here on the west side.
Last question, anyone?
Talking about the offensive staff and their progress. Ben Arbuckle, obviously, has, you talked about his growth and his development. What did you see from Ben today in this game?
I challenged Ben a lot, and I don't think we had the type of success that we were capable of last season with our talent. And you have choice, right? When coach challenges you, like say, oh, I'm right, or no, he looked in the mirror, he got better. Our communication is so much better. Even at the end there, we put that fake sneak play in on Friday. Okay, because I saw it in analytics, if I'm being honest. And then to come back and hit it again, it was huge for our football team to go. And Ben Arbuckle is the future star in his profession. And I love that he keeps learning and growing and getting better.
All right, thank you.
All right, go Cougs.